What causes a godly man to be extremely attracted to a woman? By studying Esther chapter 2, we can discover at least 4 ways you can develop into the type of woman a godly man will want to pursue. And as a quick side note, the situation in which Esther found herself was not something the Bible is advocating. So she was a captive in a foreign land, and the king there had gathered all the beautiful virgins. He was searching for a new queen. While this was not a godly way to pursue a wife, we can see certain principles in Esther's life that made her extremely attractive. Number one, learn about men from other men, not from your female peers. Esther 2:15, when the turn came for Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her as his own daughter, to go into the king, she asked for nothing except what Haggai, the king's eunuch, who had charge of the women, advised. One of the main reasons Esther found such favor with the king was because she based her approach towards the king on facts learned from other men. The reality is, many women struggle to be attractive to godly men because they're doing what worldly women are telling them to do. Worldly women don't know anything about godly men. Not only will worldly advice from godless women lead you astray, but advice from younger Christian women will often not be helpful either. Many times, younger women counsel each other on how to interact with men based upon their own female perspective. But for relationships to succeed, the man needs to understand the woman's perspective, and the woman needs to understand the man's perspective. Thus, it's very unlikely that your girlfriends are helping you and leading you to a godly man. Really, they're probably leading you away from a godly man. This is why older women who've had successful relationships or who have raised sons themselves are much better at giving advice to women about relationships. Think of Naomi giving advice to Ruth. And the best source of information about godly men will come from other godly men. So to make yourself very attractive to a godly man, you want to learn about men from other godly men. Number two, seek to acquire good qualities that all can see. Don't expect your future husband to have rose-colored glasses. Esther 2:15. Now Esther was winning favor in the eyes of all who saw her, and when Esther was taken to King Ahasuerus into his royal palace in the 10th month, which is in the month of Tebeth, in the 7th year of his reign, the king loved Esther more than all the women, and she won grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown on her head and made her queen instead of Vashti. It wasn't just that the king thought Esther was an amazing woman. A lot of other people thought the same thing. A similar pattern can be observed with Ruth. It wasn't just that Boaz thought she was great. In Ruth 3:11, he said to Ruth, "For all my fellow townsmen know that you are a worthy woman." While we all have flaws, the point is, if you want to be with a man who finds you very attractive, you have to develop those qualities that God designed people to find attractive. Never expect your future husband to be an outlier who will give you a free pass on certain deficiencies that you know will sabotage a healthy relationship. I'm certainly not saying you need to be physically perfect. None of us are that. I'm talking about spiritual maturity, personality, and character. A godly man's desires are pretty simple. He wants a genuinely godly woman who has qualities that are uncommon in a godless society. For example, when other women complain about men, a godly woman will seek to encourage men to become better. When other women rebel against biblical relationship roles, a godly woman will advocate for the husband's leadership and the wife's respect. When other women are dressing immodestly to get worldly men's attention, a godly woman will dress modestly. When other women are concerned about presenting themselves in an unrealistic way online, A godly woman will seek to love people in real life through sacrificial service. Number 3, seek out strong father figures in your life. Esther 2:20. Esther had not made known her kindred or her people as Mordecai had commanded her, for Esther obeyed Mordecai just as when she was brought up by him. Esther's parents had died, thus her older cousin Mordecai had taken her as his own daughter. Esther didn't just blindly obey Mordecai. From all accounts, Mordecai was a good and godly man. So it's no surprise that since Esther submitted to his leadership growing up, that she developed into a godly woman herself. Unfortunately, many women don't have great fathers. If you do have a godly father, count yourself blessed and take advantage of this huge benefit. Ask him questions about men. Allow him to speak into your life. When he gives you advice, listen. He understands the world of men. He loves you. While his advice isn't going to be perfect, you will do yourself a huge service by deeply considering his counsel when making relationship decisions. If you don't have a godly father in your life, you have to compensate for this somehow. Allow wise men in the church, along with their wives present, to speak into your life and shepherd you. And even if you don't know or have access to a man like this who can be a spiritual father figure to you, choose well-known pastors or authors or historical figures and learn from their teachings through their books and online resources. I've had many mentors in my life that I've never met because they're from past generations or are just too well known to spend one-on-one time with me. Allow these saints to develop you, even if you can't spend time with them personally. We all need father figures. And number 4, prepare yourself to be the type of woman who has a godly man's back. Esther 2:21-23. In those days, as Mordecai was sitting at the king's gate, Bigthan and Teresh, 2 of the king's eunuchs who guarded the threshold, became angry and sought to lay hands on King Ahasuerus. And this came to the knowledge of Mordecai, and he told it to Queen Esther, and Esther told the king in the name of Mordecai. When the affair was investigated and found to be so, the men were both hanged on the gallows, and it was recorded in the book of the Chronicles in the presence of the king. Imagine how much more the king loved Esther after she saved his life. He already found her very attractive and physically beautiful, and because of her other spiritual and character qualities, but now she was showing her loyalty to this man, which is what all men want in a woman. I'm sure this wasn't the first time Mordecai and Esther did the right thing. Likewise, if you want to be the type of woman who's extremely attractive to a godly man by having his back, you must develop your loyalty muscles now. Don't wait until you get married to learn how to be loyal. When you have a friend who's straying from the Lord, don't just abandon them. Confront them in love and keep praying for them. When your boss is not watching, keep doing what they ask you to do, even though you could get away with slacking off. When it would be easy to betray someone's trust and give in to that temptation to gossip, resist and do the right thing. When a man sees that you can be loyal to him and you have his back, he'll be extremely attracted to you. And if you're a Christian woman who wants a deep biblical study on how to help your future husband find you, my newest book is for you. It's called Invite Him, 16 Rules from Ruth to Help Your Future Husband Find You. The women who've read this book thus far have been giving me really great feedback, so I'm confident this book will bless you if you find yourself in that season of life where you're a single woman and you want to be married to a godly man one day. For more information, feel free to click the link in the description of this video. I'm Mark from ApplyGodsWord.com. Until next time, God bless.